me and call you my own.
Oh, hello there, Transformers fans. It seems to have been a bit of a bumper week this week, what with so much news about new TV shows and the likes, the new animated show on Nickelodeon and now this BotBots thing, and then people are actually starting to get their Unicron figures, and that's a big buzz too. And we're starting to learn more and more about what's coming up in Kingdom and Studio Series 86, fingers crossed. However, one piece of news that came out this week, which I found very interesting, and I'm sure many of you did too, was about the Hasbro Pulse announcement, stating that it's going worldwide. So, for those of you who haven't heard or don't know, Hasbro Pulse is the website in the States which is run by Hasbro, where fans can actually sort of subscribe and buy figures directly from the manufacturer, Hasbro themselves. And this works well for, those people in the States, and there's a few people in the UK who've also got these accounts who can get products from Hasbro Pulse and get them shipped out to the UK, which is great, but then obviously you have to pay import charges and extra bits and pieces here and there. And, it sort of works, but it's not quite right. And as a result of all of this, we've noticed that we've had a lot of exclusives recently. I'm not going to go into detail. We've talked about it many times. And some of those have been available on Hasbro Pulse, like the Pit of Judgment, for example, was a great example. Everybody really wanted one. It wasn't too ludicrously priced, but because it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive in the US, it was very difficult for anyone in the UK to get, until all of a sudden a bunch of independent retailers started to get them, very small quantities. Managed to get mine from Chandru's, and then randomly Amazon managed to source some. And you'll note, coming back to my video last week on a couple of weeks ago now on pre-orders, that we're not always sure how the distribution of stock works, especially with things like exclusives, where it's gone through a particular channel at first and then it turns up at some other retailer later. And sometimes it's off grey import and sometimes it's off actual direct from Hasbro themselves. But I guess the thing is, if Hasbro are actually going to pulse it up across Europe, across Asia, does that mean we're actually going to get any benefit from anything? Or does it just mean more of the same? They'll be selling the actual mainline stock on their own website, so you can buy it from them at RRP, or you can save £1 by buying it from your normal retailer, or actually, fluctuating prices where sometimes it'll be more expensive here and less expensive there. Or does it actually mean they're going to treat us equally like the US and provide amounts of quantity that the States get for exclusives and make them available to the world? Who knows? I don't know. All I can say is that I made enough of a stink to Hasbro UK's marketing director and other members of their team last year, showcasing that they were missing out on huge amounts of revenue by not utilising this sort of market method. And let's face it, the year is 2021. We've been through a massive pandemic. Things have changed in terms of the way in which people are buying these days, and we have to have an availability of product that is available online to all of us in a fair manner. So the other cool thing about having something like Pulse is that Hasbro can control scalping, and well, hopefully you would think, and prevent that from happening. So it all looks promising. What do you think? Do you think we're actually going to get something useful out of Hasbro Pulse UK? Or is it going to go back to what Hasbro tried to do with the UK shop many eons ago? I think it was around 2004, 2005. Hasbro actually started their toy shop online. It died out within a couple of years. Even while I was working for Hasbro, it wasn't very popular, and it only carried the mainline stuff anyway. With my positive hat on, I'm really hoping that we're going to see things like, Titan class product and exclusive product, maybe even Commander class product available from Hasbro Pulse UK, so that we can actually order stuff and get it shipped direct to ourselves and have to cut out the middleman, maybe save a few quid, or specifically exclusives. That's the big issue, isn't it? We've all suffered in the last couple of years because of exclusives. Anywho, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Send them through. And until next week, I've been Rohan. Thanks for joining on Rohan's Corner. Back to the studio. Bye.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.